In 10 seconds, next steps.
In respect of what?
Going forward with these mass shootings in terms of how we combat them as a country.
We all need to get together and realize that the gangs just can't be an acceptable member of our society anymore. And we need to stop defending them, and we need to go after them with all we have, because they're killing our children.
Yeah, Dr. McGregor, for our children, what do we do in 15 seconds?
We just have to ensure that we continue to have effective support system, counseling techniques, theoretical approaches, so our children can feel safe and we can protect our children in these type of traumatic situation.
Right, that's all the time we have for you then here on Lead Story. Stay with us as Nika Lewis is up next with CVM's News at 7.
Need to estimate your duty? Perform a track and trace? Search for a declaration?
Then download the Jamaica Customs mobile app today. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
12 p.m.
It's time!
Welcome to High School Pitchside. We have another fascinating episode for you.
More matches, more big clashes.
Let's talk about some of the big rivalries coming up this week.
More of your favorite features.
And trust me, you won't fall asleep in this history class.
And of course, we always want to hear from you.
Hear from your alma mater's players and coaches in Team Talk.
You know we can't leave you out. So send us your messages on social media and watch us react on FanView.
And you know we love a good little debate, right, Gio?
We've got you covered all season long on High School Pitchside.
High School Pitchside, your ultimate guide to all things schoolboy football, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV. Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
joining us for CVM News at noon. It's Wednesday, October 8, 2025. I'm Amoy Harriet. Thanks for joining us. Up first this afternoon, 6 people, including 2 minors, were shot and injured on Thursday. Central Kingston Police reported that about 8:50 p.m., a car drove up along Text Lane and turned onto Charles Street, and the men in the car allegedly opened fire. The victims include 2 teenagers, 2 younger children, and 2 adults. The police have cordoned off the area to take control of the scene.
As at now, we have no reported death. It is early days in the investigation, but for now, we are taking a preemptive approach to secure the place to prevent any reprisal.
Now, CVM News is tracking this report and will have more details later on in News at 7. The number of suspected suicide cases continue to increase island-wide as another incident is being investigated by the Christiana Police in Manchester. This after 39-year-old Orlando Murphy of Craighead in the parish was found unresponsive on Tuesday afternoon in a section of his yard. The police were told a friend visiting the farmer stumbled upon his body and alerted them. The victim's uncle spoke to our news team.
He's an easygoing person, but I don't know if I talk, but he's a man like talk things as it is, He has some man problem, see? And he love the woman, and him and the woman love him. Wishing if he just put that aside. But anyway, minutes before he hang himself, I come my yard and we meet one youth to come with some peers. So I say, up at your yard, I get the peer, So when I realize, he says, Dossie, and Dossie says, must go on down from up which part him there. So after I leave from up there now, it look like he hang himself.
Now we'll have more details coming out of this report later on in CVM News at 7. A 15-year-old boy who's said to suffer from a mental disability was hit by a motor vehicle while running back and forth across a section of the Sheffield Main Road in Westmoreland Monday afternoon. Now, the child, who attends the Landilo School of Special Education, was reportedly seen lingering in the community in his uniform. When questioned, he gave his name, but he was unable to provide them or the residents with his address or information for his parents. The incident was captured on video. Now, police say the child was hospitalized and is in serious condition. In the wake of the Linstead-St. Catherine mass shooting, residents are bracing for what often follows. Experts say these incidents don't occur in isolation, but are instead symptoms of deeper social fractures. Speaking on CVM's lead story on Tuesday, psychologist and youth development specialist Dr. Liakim Samaj says Jamaican society was built on a foundation of violence, adding without urgent intervention, the psychological wounds of these tragedies will persist across generations.
This society was built on violence. The whole process of enslavement, colonization, coming all the way down. And remember the two institutions that was built, after slavery as such, the madhouse and the bad house, the general penitentiary and the mental institution. And we have not made serious inroads in transformation as we come forward. Many Jamaicans still believe in corporal punishment. That you beat, if somebody do you something, you do them back something. And you start with your children, the one you say you love. And we justify it. And the reality is that people who grow up under being subjected to corporal punishment, one of two things happen. They continue it with even more vengeance because it never do me nothing. Or anger is a feeling, it's a legitimate feeling, but it does not justify the behavior that is oftentimes tied to it.
A 26-year-old Westmoreland man wanted by police for over a month has turned himself in and has been charged following an attack on a relative with a firearm. Renardo Adlam, also known as Pondis, a laborer from York Mountain in the Ashton district, was charged with assault at common law, using a firearm to commit a scheduled offense, and unlawful wounding stemming from the incident on Wednesday, August 27. Now, according to police, around 10:30 p.m., Mr. Adlam got into an argument with a male relative at their family home. He left on his motorcycle but returned shortly after with another man. The men reportedly waved handguns and beat the victim in the face with the weapons before fleeing the scene on the motorcycle. The injured man was taken to hospital for treatment. A search was launched for Mr. Adlam and his accomplice. He surrendered to the police on Monday and has since been formally charged. He's set to appear in the Westmoreland Parish Court next week, while the search for his accomplice is ongoing. There's a push this afternoon for the government to review Jamaica's staff orders to allow some public sector workers to run in politics. This follows the recent interdiction of Dr. R.J. Dixon, a senior hospital resident who was sanctioned by the Southern Regional Health Authority after running in the September 3 general election. He's said to have breached Section 4.26 of the 2004 staff orders for the public service. Speaking on CVM's Lead Story Prime on Tuesday, former President of the Jamaica Civil Service Association, Anil Grant, and attorney at law and principal consultant at Employment Matters Caribbean, Carla Ann Harris Roper, weighed in on the matter.
How does the role of a doctor impacts how does him carry no political activity impacts his role as a doctor? Does it have that same nexus as somebody else who's a decision maker? And should we have a different standard applied to persons who are decision makers, who want to participate in political activity versus technocrats who are not decision makers? They are just delivering services. Should there be a different standard in treating with them? And I think that is where we have now reached in terms of what people are calling for, what do other standards say, what has happened where we have gotten our model from. The Westminster Whitehall model has been reviewed in the UK, and they have said that certain categories of public officers can participate in political activity.
I think we need to address the fact that we do have our Charter of Rights, which has amended our Constitution, and there are issues that need to be tested.
Like what?
The issue of whether or not you are right to associate and your right of freedom of expression, if those rights need to be differentiated from your right in the position if you are a public officer.
In the meantime, the government and opposition are trading jabs, each accusing the other of hypocrisy in handling issues linked to the staff orders. Both opposition spokesperson on Justice Zalika Jess and JLP Communication Task Force member Senator Marlon Morgan clashed over the issue during CVM's Lead Story Prime on Tuesday.
There seems to have been, if we're going to talk about hypocritical application, then really you look no further than how the government has actually dealt with the various persons, and it appears as though the staff orders are only applied insofar as those individuals are running under the banner of the People's National Party.
The officers she enumerated just now are persons who would have been employed to respective agencies. Yes, in the case of Robert Morgan, he would have been employed, as I said earlier, to the office of the Prime Minister. Those persons had essentially signaled an interest in contesting seats. They did not go the route of. They did not. They did not go the route of. No, they did not go the route, however, of nominating and contesting elections and so on. In fact, those persons, like myself, ended up separating from the government service prior to advancing their political interests insofar as becoming JLP standard bearers.
Twice flooded and still in distress, one Trafalgar Park resident is sharing her emotional ordeal after floodwaters swept through her home. Mayor of Kingston, Andrew Swaby, led a team from the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation through sections of Trafalgar Park on Tuesday to assess the extent of flood damage and fast-track relief efforts. The resident, Nadine Thompson, says while she's grateful for the KSAMC's support, she remains deeply uncomfortable living in a space that has been repeatedly flooded.
We have a person doing some cleaning right now, but that's about it. We got help on the first flooding, but the second flooding, there's no. They're trying to do what they have to do. I just have to have patience and wait. But in the meantime, I am not comfortable in my house because it's not properly cleaned and everything like that, and the smell is not good at all and all of that. But it's very frustrating. People that came here today, including the mayor and people from KCC and stuff like that, I'm happy about that because at least somebody came. People came. And, whatever they said, it's going forward to see what they can do to help out the situation that I'm in. So I'm grateful for that.
It's time for a break. Stay with us. Our live interview comes up next.
New name in forklift sales and rentals in Jamaica. Top quality, low prices. Fleet discounts available. 12-month warranty. Free service parts. Daily rentals, crazy cheap. Ashman's Equipment. Same forklift, better deals.
And that's what you love to see. They may be rivals, but the camaraderie is what it's all about. Can't wait for the final.
Welcome back to CVM News at noon. The Integrity Commission has raised new concerns about transparency and accountability within the Ministry of Health and Wellness. A just released report says neither Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton nor Market Me Consulting's co-managing director Lindsay McDonough disclosed their friendship when the company received nearly $80 million in contracts from the ministry. The commission says while there's no evidence the minister directly influenced the awards, his introduction of the company to officials created a perceived conflict of interest, one that it says breached the principles of transparency and good governance. The report also found that some contracts were not reported to the commission as required and that the direct contracting method was used improperly. Now, here to unpack what this means for public trust and government accountability is Executive Director of the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, JAMS, Jeanette Caldo. Welcome, Ms. Caldo.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
So first, what's your initial reaction to the Integrity Commission's findings, especially the failure to disclose what it called a friendship between the minister and the contractor? All right, it appears we're having some technical challenges there with Ms. Caldo. Ms. Caldo, are you hearing me? All right, so we may have lost Ms. Caldo. Let's go to a quick break. We'll try to pick up when we come back.
This is Deposit Insurance in a minute. JDIC insures deposits up to $1.2 million per depositor, per ownership category, per institution.
This includes individual and joint accounts. If you have an individual account, it is insured separately from a joint account that you share with someone else.
So my personal account can get up to $1.2 million, and the joint account where me and my mother have can get up to $1.2 million too?
That is it. JDIC ensures that if you have an account in your name alone and another account with somebody else, your money is protected, giving you financial security and peace of mind.
Nice to know.
Jamaica Deposit Insurance Corporation.
Protecting your deposits,
securing your future.
JDIC, protecting deposits for you and me.
Here at Extreme E. This is unbelievable. Absolute carnage.
Welcome back to CVM News at noon. So we're talking to Executive Director of the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, JAMP, Jeanette Calder, about the just released report from the Integrity Commission regarding the Ministry of Health and Market Me. Ms. Calder, what's your initial reaction to the report from the Integrity Commission?
Well, it has kind of reaffirmed my faith in the gut, I think, of the people of Jamaica. There was a lot of this matter that was very unsettling. We certainly didn't have enough, and we still don't have enough to have it tried in a court of law. But the court of public opinion in a democracy is important. What the people think, how they believe their assets and their funds, in particular their money, how it's being protected. There was a lot in 2020 that we learned, and I would say to you, having read most of the report, not all, that what we got initially has been borne out in the investigation and the findings. And by that I simply mean there were many members of the public who were uncomfortable with what were swirling around as rumors regarding the fact that perhaps the minister, who is not directly involved in procurement, but certainly had a relationship of some sorts, we weren't sure to what extent, with one of the directors of Market Me, might have influenced these contracts that were given. That was a public concern. The other concern from back in 2020 was the extent to which these contracts that were given to Market Me, no other company